Tom Orr, a seasoned trapper and skilled tanner, gained widespread recognition through his appearances on the History Channel's Mountain Men. For years, he was one of the most beloved and rugged faces of the show, living off the land and showcasing traditional survival skills that seemed pulled from another era. So when Tom suddenly disappeared from the series, fans were left puzzled and concerned. What led to his departure? Was it health-related, a personal choice, or something more mysterious? Speculation ran wild, but today we uncover the real story behind his exit. And truthfully, the facts might just be more surprising than any of the rumors. Though often lumped in with other reality television, Mountain Men offers a raw and unfiltered look into a vanishing way of life. Airing on the History Channel, the show highlights individuals who have turned away from modern conveniences to embrace a life shaped by nature, grit, and resilience. Here, survival isn't just a theme, it's a daily necessity. The comforts we take for granted are replaced by essentials like firewood, clean water, and well-stocked pantries to survive long, brutal winters. The series follows a select group of off-grid individuals spread across North America. Each episode takes viewers deeper into a lifestyle most can only imagine. Among the standout personalities are Eustace Conway, Marty Maiorato, and, of course, Tom Orr, men who are not only defined by their survival abilities, but also by the strength of their character. Deep in the misty hills of North Carolina, Eustace Conway maintains a life that echoes the 19th century. Living off the land and passing on ancient skills, Eustace dedicates his days to teaching, crafting, and defending his homestead from both wild animals and the unpredictable forces of nature. Though admired by many, his unconventional lifestyle has also drawn skepticism from some viewers, who question just how authentic his portrayal really is. Far to the north, Marty Maiorato contends with temperatures that regularly drop below -40 degrees Fahrenheit. Operating a bush plane, Marty travels to remote trapping zones, chops wood in deep snow, and pushes himself to the limits of human endurance. Unlike others who may be escaping city life, Marty simply seeks a different kind of freedom, one that thrives in solitude, silence, and self-reliance. His practical courage and unwavering determination have made him a favorite among fans. In the unforgiving Yak River Valley of Montana, viewers were introduced to Tom Orr, a retired rodeo cowboy with weathered hands, a warm smile, and eyes full of wilderness wisdom. Tom quickly became the heart of the series. His life was a living tribute to the old ways, handcrafting buckskin clothing, preserving meat for the long months ahead, and preparing meticulously for the area's 7-month winters. Tom embodied more than just survival. He symbolized tradition, dedication, and a deep connection to the land. His unexpected absence from Mountain Men was felt deeply by fans. And while theories still circulate, the truth about Tom's decision to step away is as grounded and authentic as the man himself. No shortcuts, no drama, just hard-earned survival. Together, these men are quietly radical. Return to simplicity, a life without clutter, where each choice matters and each mistake could cost more than comfort. Mountain Men shows danger, but also the beauty of being in sync with nature, living by your code, and finding significance in the everyday hardships most of us never confront. Still, Tom Orr's story resonated most with the cast. As seasons passed, spectators noted subtle changes, longer silences, slower movements, and an absence that raised many questions. The mystery deepens there. So what happened to Tom? What drove this mountain legend to solitude? Keep reading, Tom and Nancy, as we reach the middle of his story. What was their secret amid Montana's chilly wilderness? Together in nature. The untold story of Tom and Nancy Orr. Tom quietly started a new chapter with Nancy. One with adventure and depth, love, trust, and a strong desire to live their way. Most wouldn't contemplate the couple's late 1970s decision. A battered pickup truck held everything they possessed. A truck they bought with muskrat pelts headed into Montana's center. Without a plan or certainty, only a desire to escape society for the wilderness. Their voyage began in the Montana wilderness, which was both difficult and beautiful. Tom Orr represented survival in Montana's rough mountains, but his calm attitude and tough lifestyle hide a devastating tragedy few know about. The harsh winters left them freezing, food scarce, and aching. Tom and Nancy persevered. Those tough days enhanced their friendship and resolve. They were assimilating into the land, not just surviving. Their lives changed at a pivotal point. Tom entered a little American Indian business in Billings and discovered brain tanning, an ancient but strange practice. This ancient method of softening and preserving animal hides with animal brains inspired Tom. After studying and practicing, he mastered it. That simple finding gave them a new means to make a living and a deeper connection to their existence. Their brain tanning skills introduced them to a wider community of off-grid artisans and wilderness enthusiasts, especially at the Black Powder Rendezvous. Tom excelled here. It inspired and impressed people. Tom was a craftsman, teacher, and symbol of a dying but revered tradition in the woods. Tom never soloed that path. Nancy was there for every blizzard, setback, and small win. Like Tom, she learned to trap, hunt, and survive ferociously. Their Yak River Valley life went beyond self-reliance. It embodied what it meant to build something enduring with your bare hands, turn wildness into home, and accomplish it with your partner. Occasionally it was difficult. There were health scares, protracted solitude, and continual danger from wild creatures and violent weather. Tom and Nancy persisted. They survived and thrived in the woods. Their story became a legacy over time. After 80 years, Tom has taught more than survival skills. He passed on a concept of simplicity, respect for the planet, and living true to yourself. Tom Orr's ascent from rodeo to mountaintop. Before becoming a beloved figure in wilderness living, Tom Orr was a young man seeking a completely different goal, one that screamed beneath the bright lights of rodeo arenas, loaded with hooves and competition. From the rodeo to Montana's silent, challenging wilds, his path is more like an epic transformation, fueled by courage, harsh lessons, and an irrepressible longing for freedom. Tom's life begins in Rockford, Illinois, where the countryside offered more than a childhood backdrop, a testing ground. Tom's life was impacted by hooves and leather as a child in a family that supported horseback riding. Tom studied trick riding with his brother and father. Tom wanted more than horseback riding. Unlike most kids, he possessed a spark as a child, refusing to settle for average. By 15, that spark was burning. Tom hitchhiked to Ohio for his first rodeo with only a bull rope and rigging bag. The trip would be wild and hazardous for over 2 decades. His name was made in the 1960s by winning International Rodeo Association events. He consistently placed in the top 10, earning bull riding respect. His bravery, technique, and stubbornness won over peers and followers. Tom was well aware of the perils of rodeoing. A bull named Woolly Bugger confronted him in 1970 during a routine riding. The next event changed his life forever. Tom was left unconscious and severely injured after being thrown and stomped. The anguish, blackout, and harsh reminder of his mortality stuck with him. He didn't leave the rodeo right away, but something had changed. Not terror drove him away. It was clear. Over the next decade, rodeo lost its sparkle. The sensation persisted. He knew he wanted more, something deeper. Tom retired his gear in 1981, changing his life. He saw it as a new beginning, not an end. The wilderness called. It wasn't with raucous throng and spotlights, open skies and calm winds. Not only were Tom's early years thrilling, formative. He learned more than falling in the rodeo. It taught him how to stand, move forward, and live with purpose. In Montana, where toughness, patience, and inventiveness are essential for survival, these attributes would define his life. He took his edge with him when he left the stadium. He took it into the forests, rivers, and snow-covered valleys with Nancy to create a legacy of resilience, respect for nature, and an unbreakable friendship. Medical issues can crush even the strongest spirits. What caused Tom to slow down after years of relentless drive? Health and fame battle Tom Orr when the wilderness strikes back. Mountain men look to Tom Orr for gruff tenacity and rustic wisdom for years. Tom, an experienced outdoorsman, survivalist, and relic of a lost lifestyle, seemed invincible. In later seasons, the reality show included additional people who prefer to live off the land in the bush. But Tom's popularity remained. Track, catch, or wrestle down. Tom had trouble breathing one night. Tom and his wife Nancy went into emergency mode when the problem struck abruptly. Without hospitals or neighbors, the couple drove over 80 miles, 120 kilometers, across rugged terrain to reach the nearest hospital in Libby, Montana. This event stung hard for a man who had never needed substantial medical attention. His body was finally showing symptoms of age after decades of rugged rodeo antics, harsh winters, and wilderness wear. Heart failure was discovered in Tom. His heart wasn't pumping well, and fluid was building up in his lungs, making breathing difficult. Doctors acted quickly. Tom was immediately medicated and given a cardiac monitor to detect anomalies. Due to his remote house, physicians advised him to wear a defibrillator vest, reminding him that even the toughest mountain men have limits. It wasn't simply the diagnosis that stood out at this difficult period. Their relationship had silent strength. Nancy, his lifelong partner, took on new roles. She managed daily activities, took on more physical work, and helped Tom adjust to this new phase of life. Their rhythm varied, but their will persevered. Fans of their off-grid lifestyle saw something even more powerful. A love built through fire and frost, now enduring time and disease. They went to the clinic for more than medicine. It confronted reality. They had to decide if their wildlife, without modern aid, could maintain them as they aged. Fans were reminded that the human body has limits, no matter how skillful or experienced. However, Tom remained determined. He continued, demonstrating true endurance by facing mortality with grace, not merely cutting wood or surviving a blizzard. Nancy's dedication supported him. Tom and Nancy had other issues besides health. As they gained notoriety, a new test was developed that threatened their life, which they had worked so hard to maintain: fame. Tom told the Kootenai Valley Times about the less glamorous aspects of becoming a TV celebrity in the bush. Despite living in the Cabinet Mountains, the couple's once private refuge attracted curious visitors. Tourists, enthusiasts, and honeymooners from Switzerland traveled to see the mountain man. Their retreat became a tourist attraction one summer due to heavy foot traffic. Tom never took fans' devotion for granted, but he couldn't deny how it affected their calm, which they had sought in Montana's wide, unspoiled areas. With numerous visitors and a weakening heart, the future looks different. Truth behind rumors. Is Tom Moore alive? Tom Moore became a fan favorite when Mountain Men debuted in 2012. He was notable for his outdoor talents and calm wisdom from decades of living close to nature as an original cast member. Fans worried about Tom's age and health as time went on, not mountain life's risks. As Tom entered his late 70s and 80s, internet questions regarding his health arose. Getting reliable updates is harder for those far from modern society. Distance caused uncertainty, fear, and internet rumors. The whole thing culminated in 2020 when a media source released a bogus Tom Moore obituary. Not a simple mistake. Detailing his life and death, the obituary was convincing. Many followers shared it on social media without verifying the source since it sounded true. Tributes, condolences, and rumors spread quickly. Timing made things worse. Around the same time, Tom's show appearances decreased. After season 9, audiences noticed his absence. After 40 years in the Montana mountains, Tom Moore had a cause to leave his cabin. Many fans expected the worst due to his advanced age, and season 11 medical emergency with major breathing troubles in the middle of the night. An alarming diagnosis was revealed in the episode. Tom's heart was weakening, and his lungs were filling with fluid. Though he received medical attention and continued, the incident fueled death rumors. A phony obituary and a health crisis convinced many fans that Tom was dead. Many media agencies, especially clickbait outlets, went with the tale, perplexing readers who had gotten devoted to the revered mountain man. Resurfacing in 2024, the rumor gained steam. Tom died quietly in Lakeland, Florida at 81, according to some sources. The cause of death was ambiguous, leaving readers wondering if it was true. Other sources maintain that Tom Moore was alive and well, living a peaceful life away from the cameras. Maybe retired, but not gone. What's real? More reputable sources say Tom Moore is alive despite the noise. He may appear less on Mountain Men, but he is still part of the real-world wildness he brought to screens. His disappearance may have caused concern, but nature lovers often want quiet after years in the spotlight. Uncertain retirement for Tom Moore, a wild man. Tom Moore had a life most of us only imagine. Wild, unfettered, and deeply linked to nature. Even the strongest spirits age. In recent years, Tom's thoughts have turned to the future. After a difficult voyage from rodeo arenas to Montana's wilderness, he's asking himself a challenging question. What's life like after the mountains? Tom has always been strong and adventurous, from bucking bulls to trapping in snowy valleys. He sometimes quips that he was born 150 years late, but he was created for a simpler time. Nature governed life when it was raw and true. But as he and Nancy age, their lifestyle requires more than strength. It demands endurance, which is getting harder. Tom's macabre remarks about maybe stretching out over the fleshing block are joking and accepting. He's realistic about the future, not fearful. He's never been afraid of change, and talking about moving to Florida shows that. Finding balance is the goal, not quitting. A place to slow down while retaining their wild roots. Tom defines retirement as adapting to life. However, its mere mention has sparked suspicion. Fans were kept in the dark when he left the show. The internet, as usual, spread rumors in the absence of solutions. Confusion was caused by Tom's reduced screen time and absence from various episodes. Viewers noticed, wondered, and guessed. Was he sick? Has he retired? Was he gone? Tom and the show's producer's silence fueled the fire. Fans worried when an outdated, bogus obituary said Tom had died online. Despite its insincerity, the post spread swiftly because it included personal data. Tom returned to Mountain Men, quelling death rumors. They were quickly superseded by another theory. Did he permanently move to Florida with Nancy? No doubt, the pair relaxes in Florida before returning to the woods. That pattern and his dwindling appearances raised supporters' doubts. Even Tom seemed unsure. He pondered. What does retirement mean? You just sit? His question shows how much he's thought about it. Can someone with a full active life turn off the wild? So far, no. Tom and Nancy are strong despite gossip, health problems, and the freezing cold. Season 11 began with the pair preparing for another harsh winter. Tom has 48 years of mountaineering and survival experience. His character is popular on the show. Tom worked with his longtime trapping partner, Sean McAfee, heart monitor and all, in episode 2. Tom is adapting to change, or is the mountain finally getting to him? Yak River Valley life. Find out, because what follows may surprise you. Tom and Nancy's Yak River Valley friendship has survived to the wild. Tom and Nancy Orr's adventure in Montana's harsh environment inspires. As shown in Mountain Men, their life in the remote Yak River Valley goes beyond survival. It shows perseverance, dedication, and the link between humans and nature. They've endured harsh winters and unexpected wild situations off-grid for years by staying strong. In recent seasons, the show has depicted time and change in a different way. Retirement and moving become increasingly likely as Tom's age and health decline. Tom's bravery in the weather, despite health issues, has worried and impressed many. Tom and Nancy prepared for another long, hard winter in the valley in season 11, a touching insight into their reality. They kept going, gathering supplies, strengthening their shelter, and braving the cold with the same fortitude that made them famous on the show. The obstacles go beyond physicality. Curious followers have discovered Orr's hidden hideaway as Mountain Men's popularity has grown. Unwanted guests are interrupting the couple's precious seclusion. Tom has conflicting views about his sudden celebrity. Fans' admiration and loyalty touch him, but the constant interruptions weigh him down. They choose this lifestyle for tranquility and simplicity, not fame. Florida offers a milder temperature, gentler living, and retirement. Over time, moving south during Montana's hardest months becomes increasingly enticing. Tom has joked about whether retirement means quitting or finding a new groove. The pair hasn't decided yet, but slowing down in an area with less winter seems like a good idea. They remain valley-bound, not simply home, way of life. The Yak River Valley is unique, hidden in snow-capped peaks and dense vegetation. This winter isn't seasonal, battle. Snow builds up, temperatures drop, and survival requires skill, preparation, and willpower. However, fresh challenges arise as summer arrives and the snow melts. Flooded rivers, hungry fauna, and constant preparation. Tom and Nancy know this land well. They know nature's rhythm better than anyone. They've formed their lives around it, surviving and thriving in a demanding place. Their story reveals something primitive lost in modern ease.